Okay.
Oh, hi, Margot. Nice to see you. So, Margot, tell me, why are you here today?
I would like to start advertising my businesses on social media, but I always hesitate to start.
Okay.
I will say, yesterday I did post a screenshot of being in this class and said great things are coming. So
Good. And can you tell me a little bit more about those great things that are coming?
I'm going to start offering ACH and what is it, AC and MAC hypnosis sessions to people. In addition to the other things that I do besides for real estate. So,
okay. And what makes you feel like now is the right time to start these businesses?
Because, well, the businesses exist besides for the hypnosis, but the advertising of the business, the promoting, self-promoting on social media does not exist. And the reason why I think now is a good time is because procrastination is a flaw and also, a quality that I have. I work great under pressure, but I do procrastinate with some things and it doesn't serve me. So I need to stop doing it. In this instance. So I'm tired of my own bullshit, I guess.
Okay, so I hear you say that procrastination is the problem, but you also said that it serves you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
When I work really well under pressure, so sometimes I put myself under that pressure with procrastination for deadlines, like not in real estate. I don't procrastinate with that I don't do. Anything that affects like people's kids. I have a business where I do it's like co-parenting communication for high conflict co-parents. So I kind of intercept written communication and then edit and then forward the information on. That I don't procrastinate with. It's more of like social media stuff, like self-promoting. I procrastinate on doing my dishes and my laundry. So in some ways it works well for me. Like if I have to write something like a bio or a story or something that is not a legally binding document, I write really well when I'm under a lot of pressure. So in that instance, I'll probably keep my procrastination. But as far as like cleaning my car or doing the personal things that I procrastinate for, I think that needs to go away. That's just, exercising, self-promoting, laundry and dishes and cleaning, detailing my car. So.
Okay, so I'm a little unclear, like with what exactly is the problem that you would like to tackle today?
I want to self-promote on social media. That's the problem. That's what I think the problem is.
Hey, Margot, that list that you gave, what do all those things have in common?
Organization is a clean mind and not chaotic, right?
Okay, so it's something to do with clarity in your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except for I would think maybe the social media presence could or could not fall into that clarity. I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. That maybe might be more of like a self-confidence challenge.
But can I just reflect? I don't know if this is like too much opinion.
Let's hear it.
But you are helping people in highly conflictive co-parenting situations. That I think there's no bigger stress than that, Margot.
What's the
That's,
purpose of
that's,
you saying that, Laura?
huh?
What's the purpose of saying that?
Because I see her feeling overwhelmed, but she's already tackling something that's already so overwhelming. Look at how good she does it. She just said that she doesn't ever procrastinate on that.
And look, you can see that it hit a nerve right there. So
Yeah, I think you're awesome, Margot, but that's my opinion.
follow it. Follow what you're seeing. You're seeing a really good subconscious moment. So follow it.
Okay, so tell me, what are you feeling, Margot? Tell us about this.
I feel overwhelmed.
Can you specify where and what is it that is making you feel overwhelmed?
And when somebody says they're feeling overwhelmed, which part of our training applies the best? What do you want to bring out right now?
Would you ask for an EMT?
Not unless they say it's physical somehow. So to me, processing instruction is always with emotion.
So would you just say that's right, or
And you want to say
encourage the feeling?
exactly, like that's you're doing a great job right now. Just take your time. We're not in a rush. Whatever happens.
Well, Margot, we're not in a rush. We're all here for you today.
Thank you.
Both of you.
What was the question?
That you were saying that it makes you feel overwhelmed. And I asked you to tell me more about this feeling of overwhelmed.
There's a number of things that I want to do that I don't get to accomplish. Not because I procrastinate sometimes, but not usually. There's a lot happening, kind of all the time. And I'm visually staring at my kitchen sink. That's what I keep looking at. There is, a lot to do. I'm basically a single mom, and my partner helps, but we don't live together, and he's not any of my kids' father. So I'm basically alone. I have a lot to do. My house is a mess. That's a huge stressor for me. And it's like, I keep trying to tell myself, it's just a mess. You can clean it up, but it makes me feel chaotic. And my car is like constantly a mess. I throw my trash away constantly, but it's like little kid stuff, and I feel like my days are spent working and not really so much on like the things that I want to do.
So if you could tell me like your top 3 things, if you had a magic wand and you could just do 3 of this giant list that makes you feel overwhelmed, what would be the most important to you?
I would hire a house cleaner. I know, and Maya's heard me say this for years. I need a house cleaner. It's not that I don't want to clean my house. It's that I find other things that are more important. I only have so much time, especially having a little kid and like multiple businesses. And I would love the support of someone else cleaning my house. I will gladly pay someone to clean my house.
And I just have to ask you, because you have told me this many times. Well, what's stopping you? So what's stopping you from hiring this person?
So until recently, it was money. Money has been a challenge, like a huge challenge. I realize it sounds like I make a lot of money, but last year was not a high producing in my pocket year. So finances, now that I'm through that hurdle, it's just finding the right person because I live out, this could maybe be a problem that I'm thinking that I have, but I have large dogs and I live out of town. So I have to find the right person that will come out here. And I haven't taken the time to, I guess, advertise my need for a house cleaner that will come out here. Dogs.
Can I ask you something else too, Margot? when you mentioned that you were feeling overwhelmed, and I just hear a big list of things of you doing things for other people, if you could just make one priority for yourself on all these things that you want to do, what would make you Margot the person, the woman, not Margot the mom with the list of chores and all these things that make you feel overwhelmed? What's the one thing that would bring you joy and make you proud just to be Margot?
Like something I would do for myself. There's two big things. One, I'd like to get back into taking a yoga class. All my exercising is done at home when I can fit it in. And the other thing would be to have a space for a creative outlet, like painting or crafting, something, like that.
Okay, and what has stopped you up to this point of not painting or not being able to take a yoga class?
As far as yoga goes, I put working first. I would like to take a yoga class when my child is in daycare and I have some time, but I put work first always. As far as the creative space goes, there's literally not a space in my house that is away from the hands of my toddler. And I do art and crafts and stuff with him, but it needs to be private time, right? So like in a private space, and there's no space in my house that I can do that.
So is it going to be possible for you to sustain parenting, being a partner, and running businesses without any nourishment to yourself? How long can you go on like that?
Probably not much longer.
Right. I mean, you know that expression, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
How does that apply to you?
I'm exhausted. Right. So I need to take the steps to change one of those things, right? Like, just schedule the time. I bought another calendar. This is something you've told me to do a million times too.
Okay.
I was filling it out yesterday.
I love that.
I think I just have to make myself a priority and schedule it in there and hold that boundary as far as the yoga class goes.
Would you agree that, I mean, you have 4 kids, so you've been a parent for a long time. Would you agree that, early stages of parenthood are chaotic and that's part of it?
They are, and they don't last forever.
Yeah.
And they're very important. That's why I'm trying not to have like such a problem with it. But
I guess what I was trying to ask you is, isn't your experience normal? Like, isn't this what it is?
yeah, it's not that it's abnormal. It's more of, I'm gonna say that the challenge could be that like I raised 3 kids, those 3 are teenagers, and then I started completely over when my life had already gotten comfortable with like having time for myself, having organized, time, and my house was clean and organized, and starting these multiple businesses. And then, and God, do I love the little baby. Like, I'm so glad he's here, but it kind of got like, now it's thrown back. I'm taking a step back to when I was raising 3 kids and, had multiple toddlers, right? But and it's just one, but he's like a feral animal. He's very energetic. Yeah, I think I got comfortable with a certain lifestyle and now I'm starting over and I have to readjust. And I'm trying to do that. And I'm trying not to feel guilty about wanting, to still have time.
Can I ask you something very personal, Margot?
Yeah.
Good. That was an intensifier. Did you guys see that? That was really good.
Do you feel that you are worthy of giving yourself that time and that space?
I mean, yes and no. Like I definitely feel worthy of nice things in like personal space, and I buy myself clothes and I don't feel guilty about it, and like,
No, but I mean your emotional space, your space to create art, your peace, your space for your yoga, space for just you. Do
Tisha,
you
we'll
feel
interrupt
that you
that.
deserve this?
Good.
I feel that I do, but I don't make the time. So obviously there's still a challenge there, right? So yeah, maybe not.
Laura, is she motivated or discouraged?
I see her very discouraged, and she's kind of in denial even about her feelings. Like she has a bunch of feelings under there, but she's not really willing to look at it.
Like discouraged on, to the max. So
Yeah.
if you hear discouraged or you hear one side, what can you do with it?
Then you try to motivate.
Yeah, so we're going to go to the other side. So like, what will it feel like if you go to yoga one day and then show up for work?
Okay, so how about that? What will it feel like if you go to yoga one day and then you go to work?
And see, by the way, I didn't say start going to yoga for the rest of your life every, 3 days a week, blah, 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 because then her subconscious is going to be like, I don't know about that. But if we just do, what will it feel like to go one day and then show up for work? That's something you can actually consider.
Yeah, I mean, it would feel great, right? And empowering and like really in my true self, because I'm not a chaotic person. I'm pretty calm. That is
Well,
who I
you said you did it
am.
before it was harder. Before you were younger.
No, when I
you
had three
more
little kids, it was an abusive relationship, very unhappy marriage, never did anything for myself, was constantly belittled. Like, I did do raising three kids, but I didn't go to yoga. I didn't do any of the things. And then I got a divorce and started living my life the way that I wanted to. And then fell into putting other people ahead of me again, right? And that's mostly in business.
So have you given yourself credit for getting out of the marriage and raising 3 kids on your own?
Maybe.
You're doing good, Margo.
Good process and
Oh,
structure.
you're doing good, Margo. Can you tell us a little bit about that, maybe?
It's
That's it. Take your time. That's it. You're doing it. Just take your time.
I try to show up for myself, and I try to remember that like I am a strong woman and I am doing a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess it doesn't always go that way. I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but it's kind of like I tell myself these words of affirmation, even if I don't feel like that, just to get through the day sometimes.
Well, but sometimes raising, especially a toddler, you just get exhausted.
Oh, God. Constantly exhausted.
And sometimes just a lack of sleep is just a physical issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you actually faking it, or are you confused about what's fake and what's real? You want to go
Sometimes I don't feel like
Margo, go get a tissue if you want. we're not in that big of a rush that you need to wipe your nose on your. Go ahead and get whatever you need.
If I go through that room, he
Yeah.
will see me and I won't be able to come back for a little while. So,
Just say, if you want to take a moment, it's fine.
thank you. I'm constantly dirty with the, little kid stuff anyway. So
No need to explain. I understand.
I could change clothes.
Yeah.
Sorry if that was gross.
That's okay.
Very good.
Okay. Yeah, it's just, I don't know what we were saying.
Okay, we were talking about how before you did it in the past and how before you got through something far more difficult, then we brought up how part of just raising a toddler is physically exhausting because the lack of sleep is real. And this leads to feelings of exhaustion and overwhelm, and that sometimes just a couple days of rest can really make a difference.
Okay,
Feeling
so
about life.
no solutions and no advice, because that she's like, well, duh, that's obvious to me. But what I had asked after that was, are you actually faking it? Because you said fake it till you make it, but it sounds to me like it's not that fake. So I'm confused about why you said that.
Maybe it's not fake, but I'm just constantly, like tired mentally and physically, that it feels like I have to just say these things that don't entirely feel real, like to push through. So it might not be faking it, but it kind of feels like I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to show up and I'm going to keep going anyway. So it might not be faking it. It might just be mental exhaustion. Kai, hang on a second, buddy. What are you trying to get? Let me open the door for you, okay?
By the way, everyone, this happens in real sessions too. Kids open the door, pets walk by, husbands need their, remote control, all kinds of things like this happen. So you just wait, no worries, breathe. Don't get up, don't start checking your phone, don't do anything, just wait.
All right.
So what I wanted to clarify there was, is it possible that like all the successful working moms we know are also doing what you're doing behind the scenes? Like, guess what I did before I showed up here? I buried our hamster.
Oh, man.
The hamster died this morning, and I got to do something with it. So, and I mean, it looks like I just showed up and was ready for work, but not exactly. I felt a little sad and I felt a little some way, and I had to do that. And so I'm just wondering, like, is it possible that we're not faking it, but this is what it is? And in your mind, you labeled it as fake.
Yep. I'm sure I'm not the only mom that feels like this.
Yeah. And so maybe you're not faking it. Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible. Fake doesn't feel like the right term, because I hesitated to say it because it doesn't really describe it. But some days I don't. Some days it does feel like I'm going to say I feel this way so that I can get to feel that way. Like I'm going to get to that point. I don't feel like it right now, but if I keep telling myself all day long and it's like motivating words, then I will show up there. So fake, I hesitated to say fake it till you make it because it wasn't exactly correct. So yes.
So what is it that you're actually creating? What is the thing that you're saying? Okay, that's the thing I'm working towards all day and I'm creating that.
Um,
Is it the opposite of fake, like real?
well, yes, it would be the opposite.
What does it have that fake doesn't have?
Substance.
Okay. What does that mean?
I don't know.
So what you're looking for has substance, where what you have is substanceless.
Is that correct? I don't know. It's more of like showing up as the person that I am, that I feel that I am, but I don't feel like that I am in that moment. Like, does that even make sense?
Mm-hmm. Does to me, does it make sense to you, Laura?
Yes and no, because I see like this very amorphous bubble going on of a lot of energy, but it's still not very clear. Like I don't have a finger on like what exactly is the problem and what exactly is so important to change.
I don't know that I even know what the problem is. Right? So I feel chaotic and tired and disorganized and stretched very thin.
What do you want instead of that?
I want my bank account to look like a 10-digit phone number. I want a vacation with a nanny that comes with me, right? I want beautiful clothes that I love. I want, like a clean house that I didn't have to clean. Do I want something that doesn't exist? Maybe. Maybe.
But
Why did you add the last part about what that doesn't exist? What's unexisting about having someone clean your house, having a clean car, going on a trip? Is that outside of your?
It's obtainable. Is it obtainable this month? No. I mean, maybe if I went to like Albuquerque, like an hour away. I don't know. It feels impossible. It is possible, but I have to continue to work really hard, right? And I don't mind working hard or, at all. I don't mind working. It's like, but it seems very far away.
do you really expect this to change, Margot? Do you feel that it's tangible?
I can feel in my body, like without a doubt, that is the life that I should be living. Is it delusion? Is it like real because I know that it's coming? I don't know, but I can feel in my soul that I am supposed to be wealthy on all fronts, financially, in love, in things that, material things, in like space for myself. Like I know that the life that I want is something that I should have.
Was that
Okay,
conscious or subconscious, Laura? The whole
I
last.
feel like she stepped more into an authentic version of herself right there. Like her energy was reclaimed.
Yeah, but was it expressed in a conscious way or subconscious way?
I would say both.
Okay, I'll take that as an answer. But to me, I saw like her repeating what she consciously believes. Like
Beliefs.
it was almost like she was reading, her list of affirmations that she already had. I know I'm worthy of this, and I know this, and I know that. And that's pretty conscious. So when I hear like a string of conscious things like that, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go there because that's ratifying it. So I want to ask her like a subconscious question.
Okay.
So
Well,
like
just right now, what you asked her, look how subconscious she is right now. And she's showing us a lot of something. So what is this that you're feeling right now? Tell us about that.
And what I actually want to ask her is, what's not fun about chaos? Because that's always an easy subconscious question. What's not fun about this thing that you're not liking?
It doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel like my true self. I know that I am calm and I am strong and that I am confident. And it feels like chaos. It feels like a bowl of spaghetti, I mean, it just feels like that's how I feel. I feel exhausted. I feel unsure sometimes. I feel it does not serve me. These feelings do not serve me, and I don't like them.
Who will it help to change that?
Everyone.
Will it help Kai?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because then I can dedicate like time to him and actually be present, right? Instead of answering the phone for clients, instead of trying to clean something over here, and I can like authentically 100% show up for him.
So what will it take in a practical sense to create that availability? To be available just for him at certain points of the day?
And hire a house cleaner.
Okay.
And
well, what will stop you from answering the phone though, even if a housekeeper is there?
I have to stop me from answering the phone.
Right. What's it going to take for you to know this is my time to not answer?
I just have to tell myself not to answer it and then just not do it.
How do you know when?
How do I know when? I have to maybe, I guess, like in the evenings when I'm at home with my child or with my children, just really have that boundary and remember, hey, I'm at home now. I'm kind of off the clock. So just don't answer the phone. You can get back to it whenever. It's not an emergency.
Like, what would be an appropriate length? I've been a real estate agent, so I know exactly how it works. But so what is the appropriate length of time that a real estate agent can be away from their phone without disrupting the flow of business?
Hang on 1 second.
In the evening is what I want to know.
Are you going back outside? An appropriate length of time, maybe an hour or two.
I was thinking like 90 minutes, but whatever. How will you know when the 90 minutes begin?
Well, I know when it begins.
Yeah.
I could just look at a clock.
Okay. And what will the clock tell you?
The time that it is. And then I'll know the time after that I need to stop. Hi, shut the door.
Does he need you?
There's like 400 noises happening over here right now.
It's good. It's illustrating your story to us. We're getting the visual narration. But do you need to go do something? Do you need to take care of something?
No, I mean, the dogs will stop in a second. I can hear my neighbor in their driveway, and that's what's happening. Kai, can you play with the mop bucket outside? It's just gonna keep happening.
That's okay. So why would this be the most important thing for you right now, Margot?
Yeah, good question.
Why would what be
Why would solving this now? Why would changing this chaos be the most important?
It's going to make me feel more organized so that I can focus my energy at appropriate times to appropriate things to be successful in those things.
Okay, and if you don't solve this problem right now, what are the things you can expect to happen?
Good question.
What I'm not going to have momentum in the right areas. I'll probably in the next few days go lay on my bed and cry for an hour. I mean, like, I don't know. I can expect to continue to live in the same chaos and uncomfortable energy and not change anything.
Okay. And when else has this become a problem? Where else in your life can you feel that this has been affecting you?
I'm not growing all of the little businesses that I have the way that I want to. And in my mind, I need multiple streams of income to get to the life that I would like to live, right? And so I have to have multiple businesses. It's not like I can just focus on real estate or just focus on ACK and MAC or, like whatever. I currently feel like I need to have multiple streams of income. So if I can focus and grow those businesses, then I can have what I want, which requires a certain income, right? And without being able to do that,
Well, from all the things that you have told me just now, you seem very capable and very strong and very smart, because you've just shown to us what your life is like. And we've heard that you've done this in the past and far more demanding conditions with 3 children, not 1. So what is the benefits to you by staying in this chaos? What are you getting from tolerating this chaos in your life?
nothing at all. I'm not benefiting from it at all. Like none of it feels good.
So what's stopping you then from changing this?
A distraction is stopping me from changing. Like I start one thing and then I have to go over here and do this, or I have to do that. And so my lack of organization is stopping me. And it's not that I'm not an organized person. It's that environmentally, I'm not able to be organized the way that I would like to. So I need to just suck it up and find more strength and energy to like force through to the way that I need to be to feel the way that I want to feel.
Can I ask for some advice, Maya?
Yeah. And I want to interject right there and say, when I hear somebody say, I need to force or I need to push myself, like right there, I'm wondering, why is it so punitive? Why did it so what's going on that it has to be that way?
Before that, she starts to get to something and then she like pushes it aside again and steps over to the other side without just going forward.
Okay, and I was muted, although I was giving instructions, so you didn't hear them. And
sorry, yeah.
What I was saying when I was noticing that same thing, and what I was saying when I was muted was process instruction.
Okay.
Because when you see somebody skipping it over, it's because
this is like the 3rd time I've tried to take her to that very gently, and then she like comes very forcefully pushing away.
Right, because that's her conscious mind saying, I don't want to go subconscious because then I have to change. So her conscious mind is just protecting her, which is normal.
I'm sorry, I'm so difficult.
No. Oh, you saw me yesterday. No apologies.
But right there, she's giving us a little in, right? It's like, I have to force myself. I'm sorry, it's me. Like these are a lot of good messages that we can pursue.
Like my gut instinct says that we need to bring up some self-esteem here or build it up, give her some motivation. I don't know. Am I wrong?
So how can you MAC this instead of ACK it?
Okay.
I like the what questions for this.
Okay, what?
Try this one. This is one that works very well in a situation like this.
Hang
Margot,
on.
what is it that other people who are doing what you want have that you don't have? Like when you see other people, you know, who have kids and who are managing a business, and you're thinking, oh, that looks like what I want. What do you think they're doing that you're not doing?
I think they have support.
Okay.
Is there another alternative? Because we can't change our lives, our families, but is there another alternative? Can you find another alternative source of support?
I can pay people to support me.
Is something wrong with that? I mean, I'm thinking about myself, like who's supporting me? I don't know. There's only my housekeeper and my nanny, and they're all paid. Is there anything wrong with paying for support?
No, it's more of like, does my bank account look like I can pay for support?
Well, does it?
I have enough money set aside for my bills for a few months. And I could, instead of holding on to it, thinking that, you know, look, I'm covered for 3 months, no matter what happens, I could spend some of that and say, well, more is coming. And I'm just going to, clearly that's the fucking answer. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to allocate that money instead of holding on to it and fearing that I won't have any more. And live in a more like love-based reality, loving my money and spending it in ways to help myself move forward to make more money to cover my bills in a couple of months.
Well, let me just ask you a really simple business question. If you have multiple businesses, isn't it true that one of them will make money?
Yeah.
I mean, what's the point of having a bunch of them if you can't depend on them to be paying bills? And I mean, I guess my real question is, isn't it true that money is coming because you're open?
Money is coming. Yeah, money is coming. And
Would it be true to say that more and more money has come to you as you've grown?
definitely.
Okay, so is that the trajectory that you're on?
Yes.
Has anybody ever grown a business without investing in the menial tasks that come at the back end of business? Is it possible to grow a business if you're just the only operator the whole time?
I mean, I've done it.
Is it possible to grow a business?
I started a business with $60 and ended up making 60,000 a year being just myself. So yes, it is possible. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. And so to work smarter instead of working harder is kind of like the target here. And yes, I should hire people to support me so that I can do that.
How much money do you think you need to make per hour at the skill and experience level you have?
Like overall skills or just one business in particular?
I mean, like, are you worth $80 an hour, $100 an hour, 120?
I feel like I'm worth a few $100s an hour.
Okay, so let's call it 150 just to be like, you know, democratic about it or whatever. So if you're worth $150 to $200 an hour, how much is your housekeeper worth per hour?
$25 to $50 an hour.
So you're worth 10 times more than she is, and yet you're doing her work. Her or him. I've heard of housekeeper men as well. I'm just trying to understand like the logic that you're using when in scaling your businesses.
Maybe I'm not using any logic. Maybe I'm thinking that I just have to do it all myself because that's how it's been.
So do you know any business women who scale businesses without using logic?
No.
I mean, like, do you think the owner of Spanx or Tesla or whatever don't use logic? They just like make it up every day?
It's not that they don't use, it's not that am I being illogical or am I just not being willing to put money into hiring people to help me?
I don't know.
I think it's the second thing. I don't think that it's illogical. I mean, I guess it could be considered that, to think that I can just do it all myself.
Well, why don't you just answer that question right now? Can you do it all yourself?
God, no, and I can, but I don't want to. And it clearly, maybe I can't.
Yeah, let's get straight on that before we continue. Because I'll tell you what, I can't.
It seems to me like there's like some big belief hiding under this whole cleaning the house and being a mom thing.
Yeah, interesting. Continue, Laura.
Okay. So do you feel, or do you ever think, or did somebody make you believe that a good mom needs to also clean the house and be the one that's there cooking the food? Like, does it really matter who cleans as long as it's clean?
Excellent question. And look at
No.
how subconscious it made her. Very good. Yes.
No, it doesn't matter as long as it's clean.
So what's stopping you from feeling free to find somebody to help you, even if it's just a few hours a week? Because even if you know that just one day a week you have somebody coming, could you just release the house to them and say, even if it's a mess, here you go?
Absolutely. Yeah, I could absolutely do that. It's money is stopping me.
But you just said you have 3 months saved up and that you've got several businesses bringing in income. So what's really stopping you? Because it doesn't seem like money is the issue.
Good. Nice, Laura.
I still think it ties to money and me feeling it's okay to spend money on something like that.
But is that really the issue, Margot?
And I want to just intensify the question for you. So you're telling me that you're very unhappy and uncomfortable without spending the money. And so what you're buying is your sanity and comfort. And so where is the sticking point there where that's not worth that amount of money to you? Like, is your sanity?
I really kind of want to blame my dad in this case.
Okay, fair enough.
Actually.
Go for it. Let's hear it.
We'll do it, Margot. We want to hear it. Blame your dad. Tell us about this.
Well, he has access to my bank account. So he looks at everything I spend money on. And like, there's plenty of things I won't spend money on because I don't want to hear his bullshit. And housekeeping would probably be one of them because I can already hear him telling me, well, your kids should do it.
Okay, so just as a training moment here, we macked and we went all around and, we couldn't quite find it, right? And now what did she just give you?
That her father has access to her bank account. And I really want to know about this.
Yeah. And I mean, this is now she's saying, and my problem is, so AC here because I'm a grown woman and my dad controls me for some reason. So this is her saying, okay, I'm willing at this point, 30 minutes in, to volunteer one of my knots. Yeah. So now you know what to do.
Okay. So Margot, tell me about this. Why does your dad have access to your bank account?
It started because he took out a mortgage so that I could buy my house. And his condition for helping me, he volunteered the help, but he said, I want to be able to see your bank account so that I know that you have money to pay for the house every month.
And okay.
I want to ask a logical question here, which is, why don't you have another bank account and another?
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to make it sound like I was giving her advice.
I recently got another bank account and I hid like $15,000 in there. But every time I spend money and it doesn't come out of my account that he knows about, he's like, well, where did you get that? Where did you get the money? And I keep telling him that my boyfriend's giving me money. So That's
That's a fair answer too, because it's not quite answering the question of the real not.
Okay, can I ask you, Margot, how old are you?
Oh, I'm 42.
Good question. Good question.
Okay, and do you think that you need a man telling you what to do, whether it's your father or a husband or anybody?
No.
Do you believe this?
100% do I believe it? 100,000%. I
So
was
why
convinced,
are you
like
letting
moving
a
across
man?
the country a couple of months ago to get rid of this problem, but that's just running away.
So why are you letting him know about your finances?
My dad is an incredibly controlling person. He is a Vietnam veteran with PTSD. He has gotten violent with me. It's like,
Okay,
Take your
but
time.
you're doing good, Margot. You're doing good. It's okay. Just breathe. We have lots of time.
Yeah, just breathe is a really good one right there.
You're doing really good,
and you know, this is how I show up in life. I had an abusive husband who was controlling. I made the decision that I am so sick of men controlling me. I don't allow anyone to do it anymore at all. And except for him, except for my dad.
Why does he get the pass? Why is he the exception?
No, he lives on my property. Every time I challenge him, it becomes a fight.
Who is the owner of this property? Is it your property or his property?
We're both on the deed, right? We're both on title, but the mortgage is in his name.
Okay. And is there a way for you to safely be able to open another account or to transfer money out and to create a situation for yourself that you feel safe about?
I have another bank account and I spend money out of that bank account. And he lives on my property, right? So he sees everything that I do and everything that comes here, whether it comes in my car or I have it delivered or it's a person, right? So he is very aware of how I live my life and he's had nothing else going on. And he is constantly asking me, well, where did you get that? Why do you have that? Yesterday, he put my mail in my house at 7:30 in the morning and everyone was still asleep. And then in the afternoon, he came over while I was in this class and he said, I was in your house at 7:30 in the morning. Why don't you lock your doors? It's because I don't want to lock my doors. I don't feel unsafe. Like I'm okay with not locking my doors. I don't have to lock my doors. And then that just turned into this whole argument. And well, someone could come in here and you're not concerned about your kids being like, killed in their sleep. No, Dad, I'm not concerned about my kids being killed in their sleep. Like I have 2 big dogs. Oh, well, your dogs didn't tell me. It didn't alert you that I was here. Well, no, Dad, because they know you. Like, why are they going to go crazy that you're in my house at 7:30 in the morning? And it just turned into this whole argument. Every conversation I have with him turns into an argument.
What are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of engaging with that?
When he dies, there doesn't seem to be like an end to it.
What are you getting out of engaging with it now?
Oh, what am I getting out of it? I'm getting stress. I'm getting like to not live my life the way that I want to live my life because of his
So like in 2 years, if you continue in this pattern, will that be okay with you?
no, it will not be okay.
What quality do you need to develop to overcome this obstacle?
It's not a lack of strength because I push and I try to have these boundaries, right? So, I mean, maybe I need to be stronger, but it gets to a point where it's like an argument and that could become violent that I back away from. Like I push and I'm like, no, this is my boundary. This is how I feel. Don't do this. Don't say this.
But
to
I hear you talking a lot about pushing, Margot, and does that seem to be helping anything?
No.
All of this pushing?
That's
Because I
exactly.
hear a lot of pushing, I hear a lot of faking it till I make it. I hear a lot of
Strength. I hear a lot of strength.
strength. Yeah.
And
Do you
this is
think maybe there's another approach?
that's exactly what I was wondering, Laura. You nailed it. Exactly what I was thinking is like, okay, so if that's not working, maybe it's something other than that that you haven't thought of.
So what is the other approach though? To be soft and conforming?
Oh, wait a second here. So are soft and conforming and the same for you?
Yes.
Oh, that's so interesting. I don't think of those as the same. I'm very curious about that now. Very curious.
Yeah, me too. I don't see soft as conforming at all.
I see myself actually as very soft and very non-conforming.
Me too. It's kind of a secret weapon, really.
Well, I just think though, Laura, you were onto it the whole time, which is something to do with tradition and expectation and now conformity. It's like, oh, it's deeper than I thought with Margot. It's interesting. So what is it that she's thinking that if she's become softer and doesn't fight with him, that she's going to be
Okay,
necessary?
Margot, I'm going to go right to this.
Nice. Do it.
Okay, you were mentioning about cleaning and mom. Now you said the thing about soft and conforming. Do you think women are weak because we're delicate and soft?
Nope. I don't think women are weak because they're delicate and soft.
Do you think you can be soft and wise?
Yes.
Do you think you can be soft and ninja-like and
Yeah.
people never know what you really do?
Absolutely.
If your house was clean, could you be more soft and more ninja-like?
Probably.
Would that feel better?
Yeah.
So tell me, what are you feeling now, Margot?
Oh. No, I don't
It's all
know.
right. You're doing great. It's okay. We have time. You're doing great. So tell us about being soft and ninja-like.
Soft and ninja-like? I mean, that's the divine feminine, right?
Is that who you are now?
No, I'm very in my masculine because I'm constantly like fighting.
So how can you balance that out?
To get support.
Okay, so who is your main supporter?
Me?
Yeah, I think so. So how can your main supporter be more supportive?
I need to rely on other people, even if it's somebody I'm paying, but I need to rely on other people to help me. I need to allow for other people to help me,
How
which
did you? Mhm.
like the whole divine feminine, being feminine and not in your masculine is allowing people to help you, right?
Uh-huh.
Part of it.
And also you talked about being ninja-like. A ninja is pretty good at making a plan, a strategy.
Yeah.
Ninjas are pretty good at making barriers and creating a plan.
So that's really good hypnotic dialogue, hypnotic monologue.
Do you think somebody in their divine feminine or in their soft ninja-like way can find a way to spend money without an overbearing dad being able to sniff it out?
Yeah, because they're ninjas. Hang on, I'm gonna get a tissue. Hang on.
Laura, that's awesome. Excellent job. You're very intuitive. You're ready.
Thank you.
Yes, you are. Just notice how everyone's in a trance and listen to the sounds around you. They're all quieter. Notice that your body isn't really doing anything. You're not feeling hungry. You're not feeling tired. That's how you know you're in a trance also.
It's true.
So when they come back after taking a little break, which happens quite frequently, so you say, okay, I just want to reassess now and just make sure I'm on page with you. So what's going on? What's the problem?
Okay, Margot, so what's the problem?
I say that little intensifier part before so that they know to focus. So it's like, okay, we've gone through some stuff here. Where are we now? Just bring me up to date.
I need to be a ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, so Laura, are you satisfied that she's convinced of that?
I want to build it up. Like I want to intensify it. I want to test it.
That's right. Exactly right.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of convinced, but I am not sufficiently convinced. So now I'm
So
going to.
tell me, where would you use this being a ninja? Your divine feminine, the secret magical power that you carry inside of yourself, of being soft ninja who's wise, strategically planning to create a peaceful life.
Good. Very good. Love that.
Yeah, I would use it in all areas of my life.
So
Right.
what's one thing that you could do today or tomorrow that would start you on this new path of being a soft ninja?
I can look for a house cleaner.
Okay, and how about the bank thing with your dad?
Well, I have that private account where I have a lot of money. And I mean, I use that to buy what I want, but
So what's stopping you from using that account to pay the housekeeper? He
he's gonna
doesn't know if you paid 10 or
show
50.
up and he's gonna be like, "Who are you?" He gets real aggressive with anyone that comes in my driveway.
But can you tell me again, how old are you, Margot? I forgot.
Oh yeah, I'm 42.
Okay, just sorry, forgot.
That's okay. Yes, I realize that I am too old to be living under my father's thumb.
And how many kids did you raise all by yourself with pretty much no help? How many was that again?
3 and the little guy, so I have 4 kids.
Okay, and how old is your dad?
Oh God, I don't know, almost 80. He's like 78 or 79.
And does that sound like a problem that would intimidate a ninja?
No, and I realize that it sounds like a ridiculous problem to most people, but you don't know my dad's personality. It's exhausting.
Oh, I've known some war vets and some overbearing dads, Margot, don't worry.
And let me
But
ask you this about your dad. Is he going to change?
No, he's not.
So why is it surprising to you that you're still having the same problem as the person he's been the whole time?
It's not surprising to me
Mhm.
at all. You know, he did the same thing to my mother, a very controlling man. He's like this with everyone. He's very mean and controlling and abusive. And I don't think he'll change. Right?
What does it mean to the legacy of your family for that generational brain damage to stop with you?
My girls already don't put up with it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, you know, it's raising strong people.
How important is that?
It's incredibly important.
Would it be a step towards that if you lived in an organized and clean home despite his opinion?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he criticizes my house too, my housekeeping, that I don't clean it, that my kids don't. I mean, it's not like I live in a pigsty. When I say I have a dirty house, it's not disgusting. It's just messy, right? Because people live
Well,
here.
3 kids is just,
Clarify,
yeah,
but
that's 3 dishes. Everybody gets it, Margot. We see you. We understand. Nobody's judging. It's 3 times eating a day with 3 cups, 3 plates. We all know the story.
yeah, times 4. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, he comes in here and criticizes the way that it looks and criticizes that I'm not a good parent and says that I need to have my kids do it, and they do other things for me. And if I don't want to have my kids clean the house as their chore, well, that's my fucking opinion, and that's how I'm raising my kids, and they can do other things.
That's what I was wondering. Like, do you owe him or anyone an explanation?
No,
I was gonna ask that too. Like, do you really care?
I
Like,
honestly
really, if you
don't.
look
I
and
just get
tell yourself, do you care what he thinks or says about it?
Not really. I don't, but I'm tired of the fighting, right? Like I cut everyone out of my life that continues to be aggressive and fight with me, but I can't cut him out. Like I won't put up with it. I have a
So let
zero
me ask you a
tolerance for it.
question, Margot. This is a complex question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. So, one of your jobs is dealing with high conflict divorces. So, you're very aware of how these people are and how it works.
Yeah.
And so, what do you know from that line of work that applies to what you're talking about right now?
What do I know from that line of work? That their personality is what it is, and you can't use logic to get through or anything. You have to show up very black and white, right?
Isn't it true that the reason that the women who hire you because they're tired of fighting and they're not going to show up for the fight anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about that logical structure of your business are you missing in your own life?
Hiring someone to deal with my dad.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I was thinking even something easier, Margot. Like, you know that when you just disengage your energy from somebody who's throwing a lot at you, what happens if you don't pick up the ball?
If I don't, I mean, sorry, just,
Like, imagine a dog is coming here and he drops the ball in your lap and you throw the ball. He brings the ball back. He drops the ball in your lap again. You throw the ball again. So he brings the ball back. What if you just stop picking up the ball and you just let the ball fall in your lap and you don't care it's covered in slobber? You just let the ball fall in your lap and it might come back 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, but you don't have to pick it up.
So I can hear his many comments and not say anything to him about it.
And just not engaged. Yeah, don't give it energy. Don't have a remark back. Have you ever?
I've tried that. I've tried to show up with empathy, trying to understand.
But
like
that's not even empathy. I'm not even talking about empathy. I'm just saying, just disengage.
I've tried the smaller step of disengaging. I have tried it, and it doesn't work either. So now I'm back to my cliff of I don't want to tolerate your bullshit. Stop being in my space talking to me like that.
Okay, so how long can you let this go on, Margo?
I don't think that I really can let it go on much longer. It's already gone on too long.
So when will you know it's time to stop?
I knew that a few years ago. And I've tried different approaches, and maybe I need to try the non-engaging approach again, coupled with my secret bank account and other steps that I could take.
Isn't the non-engaging approach the premise of the high conflict divorce business?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Does it work for your clients?
I think so.
Okay. So it works for people who are hiring you to do it, and yet there's something that stops you from doing it, even though you're the professional who knows how to do it.
I'm exhausted. Like even when it here, I have tried the same approach, and the
But-
results on his side are still the same.
But isn't it true that to exhaust us is exactly their tactic? Isn't it true that this is how they try to control us? If they can't outsmart you, they just wear you down.
Good one, Laura.
Yeah.
And you're the expert. You protect other women from this.
Right.
So what's missing? That's it.
Was it is I almost feel like it's something that I can't control. Like he has nowhere else to put his focus or energy except for right here.
Okay, Margo, but back to being the soft ninja. Is that controlling anything? Does a soft ninja really control anything?
I mean, I
Do
feel
you
like
need to control this?
What does the soft ninja control?
sneaky things.
Yeah. Their own things.
Their whole things. Yeah.
Yeah, not him.
I just want him to get a girlfriend and move to another country.
How much energy are you going to spend wishing for him to do things?
I am going to stop giving him any energy.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I have to say that and be firm about it and continue to do it.
Do you have to say it or just continue to do it?
I have to say it to myself,
Good.
not out loud.
How much energy will you save each day if you keep to that commitment? Like, let's say it's 100% energy. How much will you get back?
100%.
Like, let's say a day is 100. How much will you get back from doing what you just said you're going to do?
I mean, if I just like live my life without thinking about what he fucking thinks, right? And just do things the way that I want to do them without worrying about what he's going to say. And then I don't engage in his negative commentary, I mean, that's a lot. I would say that's like 100% of the energy, right? That I'm not putting to that.
What else do you want to do with it instead of give it to him where he does nothing with it? So instead of throwing it away, what do you want to do with it instead?
Whatever the fuck I want.
Okay. What would that be?
Going outside to water my plants when I want to without, or like hiring a house cleaner or going out to dinner. Like it's whatever I want to do. That's a variable. I would, it's just like, I'm 42. I don't
Exactly.
continue to live my life in anyone's like opinion of anything. It's my fucking life.
Okay, so now test it to see if she believes that.
Okay, Margo, are you sure you're 42?
I mean, if I do the math, I think so. Yeah.
And how does the 42-year-old soft ninja wise planning secret Margo start her Monday? Can you imagine this?
Nice.
Can you tell us about that?
Can I start my Monday?
Mhm.
in my current lifestyle or the lifestyle that
No, the soft
the soft.
ninja. Margot, who's 42 years old,
Yeah,
who
I mean,
has all her energy. Because there's no parasites.
it's gonna start the same way at 6 o'clock in the morning, making lunches for school, and you know, getting in my car and going to the daycare and going to work.
And how would you feel?
Busy.
Would you be less busy if your lunches were made the night before?
Yeah, but it sounds mushy, like icky, like gross lunches if I make them the night before.
Is there anything you can take out of the day to make it less busy?
Can I hire a house cleaner?
Okay. This decade?
I'm gonna look later today.
Okay, so let's say she shows up or he shows up and your dad starts hassling them. Then what?
Then I'm gonna tell him to not to hassle my house cleaner.
Okay. Well, what are you going to tell her?
I'm going to prepare her ahead of time and tell her that my dad lives in my garage that he's converted into an apartment, and he will probably come down here to see what she's doing.
Okay. So now go for a harder test, Laura. She passed that one.
Okay. So let's imagine that your housekeeper is there. You've had the most awesome month that you can imagine. All your 3 businesses are going great. You love it. Your house is clean. You're so proud of yourself. And somehow slips past the 80-year-old veteran past the lines. And he catches you unaware and he starts criticizing the money that you've been spending on the housekeeper. What are you going to do?
I'd probably tell him that my boyfriend's paying for it. So who cares what he wants to do with his money?
Do you really need to tell him where the money is coming from?
No, but yes.
Yeah, and I think if that's her solution, we don't need to worry about that. She can do whatever she wants.
Okay.
That's important for everyone to realize. If people want to lie or deceive or whatever, like this is not an ethical tribunal. So whatever she needs to do to make it good for her, she can do that as long as she's not, doing anything illegal or abusive.
I don't lie in any area of my life except for with this. I am like transparent to a fault. And but with him, I can't live authentically and be like, this is my money in my secret bank account that you don't know about. Because if you did know about it, you tell me to pay off my credit card bill or do this or that with it, right? Or save it for the tree that might fall on my house one day. So, I have to not show up as myself, and I have to have secrets and lie, and it doesn't feel good, but that's the solution.
Are you
Okay.
And you're comfortable with that?
Not entirely. I just want to tell him to fuck off. Like, this is my money. I'll do what I want with it. Thanks for your pigeon, but I'm not going to do what you tell me to do.
Okay, let me ask it a different way. Are you more comfortable with that than the alternative?
What's the alternative?
The status quo.
Chaos. Look at the chaos.
I'm much more comfortable with lying and having a secret bank account than continuing to live like this.
So what's the problem?
I need to stop hearing what he's saying and challenging it and just live my life and let it go in one ear and out the other.
Do you think you could really do this?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before. It's just, it gets annoying having to hear it.
So try out now a small tasking and see what happens. What's the smallest?
What's the smallest thing you can do today or tomorrow to start being more of a ninja Margot
I'm gonna look on Craigslist.
and
here.
less of the masculine Margot?
I'm going to allow for more things. Hang on. What, baby? Those are your brothers? You can't have that. Ask your brother for the one that you can play with. I don't remember what the question.
Okay, so I said, what's the smallest thing that you can do today or tomorrow?
I'm gonna start looking for house cleaner.
So now have her report back to you later that she's done it so that she has some more support, because she's told us 5 times she wants that. So
Okay.
now you say, okay, so I'm not going to follow up with you, but I'd like you to let me know when you have some interviews set up with your housekeeper. And if you have any other questions about that, you can let me know at that time. It's just a little tasking.
Black one that's on the couch. The metal ones are sharp, Kai. You can't play with this. I know you do. Ask him for the wooden one. Can you ask him for the wooden one, please? No. You can't play with the sharp ones.
So Marco, we'll wrap up your session so you can go back to parenting, because Kai looks like he needs it. And let's just chat about it. So if you want to turn off your screen, Margot, to parent for a moment, are you okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and you could let us know when you have some interviews set up.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I will be here.
A minute. Thank you.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And so what would you do after that if it were not just a demo? What else would you do?
Then you would have to ask her, like, where are you? Are you okay? Put your feet on the ground, like the demarcation.
Exactly. Make sure she's ready.
Uh-huh.
We could tell that she was needing to do other things. And I mean, it is what it is. Like, I think that's a classic, important example of, hypnosis works no matter what's going on around you. So you never have to be concerned about that. Laura, what did you think of that session? Did it make sense to you?
Yeah, because I could feel that it was really like this whole self-esteem, self-worth thing. And this comes from the fact that she has a father that steals it from her. Every time that he tells her how to spend her money, or that her house isn't clean enough, or why are you buying this? So it's always like stealing a little bit of her self-worth.
The one part that I didn't get to do that I would love to do in a session, and I hope she comes back to see me so that we can do this, is like really tease out that ninja, soft ninja, because the better image she has of it, that's her resource. And so it's like what you would do in EMDR if you were installing a resource. I don't know if any of you have studied EMDR, but I mean, the point of it, right, is that that image or that character comes up whenever you need them, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. So somewhere in there, I just couldn't quite find the right moment, and there were some distractions, so we didn't do it.
It's yeah, it was really hard with that.
I would like to ask her to flesh that out. Like, describe, what do they look? What do they feel like? What do they look like?
And I liked it too, because she kind of jumped on it when she's like, yeah, but that's the divine feminine. That's right.
Yeah. That's why I'd stretch it out, because it's really her own resource that she gave to us. And we didn't totally exploit it, Laura, and we were doing
I agree too. I like that.
Different things, but if there were one thing I would change on that session, that's what it would be. And you know what? Sometimes that happens. You get to the end of the session, you think, oh, there's one thing I would change. And so then when they come for the follow-up, you make a note at the end of your notes and see if it's applicable the next time. So that's happened. It's called stairway wit, right? When you're walking out the stairs and you realize what you should have said at the party. So I do get that, and that's totally fine. So just make notes about it. Okay, so any questions on the session or reflections on what you saw?
can I tell you, like, at first, when I was just trying to like be there with her, and I could feel her overwhelming chaos to the point that it's hard to get through the woods. And I knew it was just like this spinning, spiraling energy of chaos. And I could see a very scared little girl in the center of this storm. Like, this is how I felt it. But it did take like maybe a good half hour until the true monster came out.
And
Like,
that's exactly what I was wondering if everybody noticed, that like she's so self-aware that she wouldn't even give in an unconscious moment for a good 35 minutes or a good 30 minutes. Even though there were tears, even though there was all kinds of stuff, she was very, very much
so
protected.
I felt it like energetically very challenging to contain it and not let myself get lost in it, because I was like, wow.
But you did. And also your intuition was very strong about that social conditioning. Like that wasn't super clear to me, but it was very clear to you. Your intuition was awesome the whole way through.